So Sunday night we had the open that created this spike up, and then the up move held. You can't see it here because I don't have the. Hold on, let me just show it here. So here's the spike, and we held there for a while, and then yesterday we had a short session because of the holiday, which traded inside this distribution, and then overnight we tested above, tested again, and that 20-day point of control, and now we're pulling back a little bit. Now we're trading back inside that high from Sunday night and inside this high from Thursday. So we're opening with inventory from Friday. Friday close was down here around 58.15. So inventory is 100% long, with a nice gap above the range from Friday. But we have this shortened session, which it makes it a little tricky, because if you look at the previous day's range, we're trading right at the top of it, but because it was a shortened session, there was no much participation there. So let's see. We have to see if this area holds, right? So the first thing to look at is, do we hold this area? Do we break the overnight low and start trading inside the spike and fill that gap? This is the weekly settlement, which usually acts as a magnet, but we're so far away and we have all this volume from here that it might be hard to actually close that gap. And technically, if you look at this range, right? We had this range. We broke below the range. We failed to hold below it on this session, right? Like we broke here. We held here and started coming back inside the range, and now we're coming back. We came back all the way to the middle, to the point of control. So technically, what I usually look below and fail, and look for the highs of the range. But because we have that holiday session, it's a little more tricky. Maybe we do fill that gap before going back to the 6,000 area. We'll see. We also just traded in this area where we had this single print from this session right here when we dropped, and we found sellers again here. So so there's those longer time traders that are looking at this area where we sold from, retested it, and then found more sellers. And there's this medium term traders that are looking at this as a bounce, and they look below the range and fail, and looking to retest that 6,000 area. So there's going to be two-sided price action in this area until we resolve and see who's in control at the open. Now, if we trade above the 20-day point of control, then I'm going to be looking for this distribution right here to be retested, and then a sweep through that area, through that distribution, and a retest of that. These two untested point of control. One is at 59.48, and the other one is at 59.60. So one here, one here. And then look for continuation into this highs, right? And then, like I said, below the overnight low, fill that gap to the Friday high, and then look for value area high and a reaction there, If we get it back inside value, then look for the Globex, for the weekly settlement at 58.15, and then value area low eventually, which is at 57.93. I think that's about it for ES. For NQ, same structure. You see that range, broke below, fails to hold. We should see a retest of the upper side of the range at 21,560. We have this little low volume node here on NQ, which kind of separates this as it's kind of like a double distribution, not exactly, but there's a little bit of resistance there at 350. So if we break that overnight high, then look for 21,400. And then below the overnight low, the gap fills at 21.83. And the weekly settlement is way below here, 20,968. Okay, crude. Very clearly defined distribution between 60 and 63.5. So what there is to do here is to fade the edges. Longs are in the 60 area, shorts in the 63.50 area. Back to the middle. Gold. So gold on Friday, it was breaking above this low volume area, but it didn't hold. So now we lost this area, and then we came all the way down to the 32.90 area. So now we're trading inside this distribution. So between 32.80 and 33.50, that's a range. If it fails to hold this 32.70, then the target here is 32.35 at this point of control, and some support here at 3200. Alright, I think that's about it. We have Fed speaking at 9:30, US consumer confidence at 10 a.m. and some bill auctions later at 11:30, and 2-year at 1 p.m. But this week also we have PCE, and we have, if I'm not mistaken, do we have FOMC? Yeah, FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday, so that's tomorrow. So that's something to pay attention to, and also tariffs stuff still relevant. All right. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.